What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Boxing Club podcast. I am yours truly, Big Chubs, alongside with my fellow Potters, Coach El Guapo.
Hello, everyone.
We got E-Slick in the house.
What's cracking, guys?
What up, Lou Almighty?
What's up, baby?
What's up, fellas?
Nothing much, man.
How's everybody doing?
Looking good, yeah.
Good.
So
Looking
far, so good.
Feeling
We're
good?
starting off the year good, man.
Yeah.
Get some sparring and finally getting some sparring.
Hey, you
Sparring?
sparred yesterday,
Sparring?
right?
Yeah, dude.
How
Tell
was
us about it. Tell us about it.
Dude,
Hey,
that-
did the call out from last week work or what?
It didn't. It's so much work, but we just went out to go find someone. You know what I mean?
You calling people out, huh?
See, you went out to take the smoke because nobody wanted to bring the smoke.
Nobody wanted
Gotta
to
go find it
smoke.
somewhere, bro.
There you go.
You know, it's like when we go out sparring, and to be honest, not to toot my own horn, but everyone that works with E-Slick Erik here, they all seem to love working with him. They
Why?
all, because he's so smooth in what he does. And not as a pro level, but as a damn good amateur who looks good as a pro. And everyone appreciates his boxing skills. And they all seem to love, they all try and say, you know what, I'm glad how we worked out because you didn't beat me up. You worked with me.
Oh, yeah,
And they
yeah.
seem to love it. They well self-controlled. And they seem to appreciate that. So, you know, it's a big shout out for him because everywhere we go, everyone seems to notice that. And a lot of people actually travel to our gym just for Erik itself, just
Yeah.
to see
Oh,
him
yeah.
work.
A couple people.
Yeah, a lot of people, they go, hey, I like working with you, you know.
You know what a lot of people don't understand is working with an experienced dude like Erik, it's actually less painful per se because he knows where and how to work with you versus a dude like say we got Chubbs in there.
Right.
Oh, he wants to just come take your head off.
Hulk
That's all he
smash,
knows. Yeah, Hulk smash. Baby. That's what he's coming for, and that's how people get hurt. And that's Tell us about the sparring session. How'd you feel?
Yeah, I felt good. I was nervous just because I had to spar anyone since outside of my gym for over besides Ontario, which is like right at the end of the year.
Right,
Like
exactly.
for a good year about. So it was good, first time getting out again, getting, rounds in against someone my weight, my size, you know what I mean?
Did you feel rusty or?
I didn't feel so much rusty. I just felt, nervous because I'm always used to, my gym and
Your-
just the
like
different,
your partners and stuff?
yeah, my partners and just the whole different new gym experience is just, just gets my nerves up.
Was it the gym experience or was it the fighter experience?
I think it's just a different
because
gym,
you
just
saw, like, a different look.
environment. Yeah, a different look. And that's just, I didn't get so much. I'm just like nervous and excitement, just a mixture of both, and just gets me kind of worn out a little bit. Just
Do you ever get that? Is it just me? Like you know your own gym smell? Is that just me?
not
Bro,
gym
this
smell,
shit smells
but-
like Clorox right now. Clorox and Lysol.
I don't mean the smell of like fragrance. I mean your own, like it's your own gym. The feeling, the smell, like the smell of your house.
Well, it's like having court advantage.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
That's
exactly what
I'm
it
trying
is.
It's more
like
just
court
like the
advantage.
comfort. You feel the comfort
Exactly.
of like home field advantage. So it just
And
works
that's
out.
the
When
feeling.
people come to spar here, I'm very neutral for what goes on. Meaning, I protect my guys, but at the same time, I protect the other fighters as well. So it's not like my guys, as soon as they come in here, take advantage of them.
No, you end up helping the other guy out.
I end up helping them in a lot of them. And the
Like,
reason
do
I'll tell you
this,
why
do
I
this,
help
kick
them.
his ass this way.
I'll tell you why. Because as I see my guys spar and what they're doing, I know what they can and cannot do. So, but I'm still looking for what they cannot do. So I test them. So I'll go to my opposite opponent and say, here's what I want you to do with my guy. He sees what you're doing, so do it this way. Reason why I'm doing that to see how my guy is adapting, adjusting to what he's doing, and because it's not me, I can't fight for him, so I have to make sure that he's thinking for himself, and that's what I look for. So it's a test. So we use these guys to come in, so I can test my guys what they're doing, because when it comes to the real fight, he needs to know what to do.
Yeah.
And this is the best time to practice. And people have a hard time understanding sparring. Some guys come in here and think it's a fight.
Yeah.
I said, no. We're not trying to knock each other out. We're working our skill levels. Our defense, our movement, our breathing, our punching, how hard we're punching, how fast we're punching. Are we throwing enough punches? All that is really based on what you get used to doing. And the more you practice, the easier it gets. Like if a baseball player going to batting practice, swinging the bat. Getting used to it, getting the feel of it. And it's the same thing in boxing. Some people come in here looking to tear your heads off. And that's not the right way of doing it.
That's what I was gonna ask. Some guys come in to
Let
try
them
and
up,
Oh,
Sparky.
exactly.
That's all they wanna
impose
do.
a name,
I'll
right?
tell you, 9 out of 10 people call, hey, we have some guys that we want to spar with you. We like to come by. Sure, of course. Love to have you come out here. Okay, we're 140 pounders. Do you have any 140 pounders? Yeah, I'll get one for 140 pounder. Then they come in, they're 180.
Right.
And I said, so
That big old guy.
majority of them,
We
they-
fight at 140, but we're 180 right now.
That's exactly what it is.
That's how
They
it
come
is.
in and they say, "Where's your 140?" Right there, and I go, "But you look like you're 180." Yes, I fight 180, but you're not.
Not walking around 180.
You're walking around 180, but you're not 140.
Yeah.
Well, no. If you're 180, and I'll put you with my 180. It's only apples and apples. You're looking for an
Right.
orange. So that happens a lot. Sometimes the gloves are loaded, meaning what? When I said, let me look at your gloves. I need to make sure they're sparring gloves, not bag gloves. And then people ask, what's the difference between a bag glove and a sparring glove? Very simple.
Protection.
Bag gloves bruise you.
Yeah,
Sparring gloves don't. Another way of looking at it, if I'm going to throw a ball at you, let's say it's a baseball. Would you like me to throw a baseball at you or a softball at you?
Dodgeball.
So a lot of people go, no, it's a softball. Exactly. Sparring gloves are softballs. Bag gloves are baseballs. They're meant to tear up a bag, not your face. And that's why I said, wrong gloves. There's no way I'm going to use a bag glove against my guys. Or the ounces, meaning if you're a 180-pounder wearing 10 ounces,
Come on,
hell
yeah.
no, I'm not
Yeah,
going to let
yeah,
you use that against my guy.
He has fragile hands.
So again, there's a lot of guys try to use the advantage of what they can think they can cheat with, and then I'm here to watch them to make sure. My guys are not punching bags. You're not going to abuse my guys, but at the same time, I educate them to make sure they got the right equipment and explain why they do it. So those are the things we do. So Erik is comfortable here because we have rules within rules. It's not when you're sparring, it's not a beatdown. It's training. Relax. Get ready for a real fight.
That's
so
what we
when
call
the
it
real fight
work.
comes, the rules are out the window. You do what you have to do to fight. So when we go to other gym, Eric's comfortable with our rules, but I always tell him, remember, we're in their house. The rules don't apply.
I always feel bad too, just putting pressure on the guy.
Right.
I don't want them to feel like I'm there to just kick his ass.
Right.
And I want to show that I'm putting in work. So I don't try to right off the bat take his head off.
Well, it seems like every time we go somewhere, they all seem to love you because they love the way you work. In other words, they say, okay, your level's higher, but you're not abusing it. Does that make sense? So they go, oh, good, you're letting us work.
So you're not the type of coach that's going to go into somebody's house and tell Erik, hey, let him up, Sparky.
No. Unless I see
we'll
the
work through
abuse. We have signals here. If we figure the guy's going to try to tear his head off, I have a signal without me yelling at him to say, hey, do what you have to do.
Do a little wink.
It's more than a wink, but it's hand signals.
Can't give away the
I don't want to
secrets,
give
man.
out the secrets what it is. So when they,
Like a pet.
the truth is, it doesn't make me look like a villain yelling, tear his head off, kill him, knock his head off. You really don't want to do that. Now, also in my gym, we're very respectful. And I'm going to explain it to other gyms. And because we got to taste it at other gyms, and I go, they haven't learned to be respectful, even though they're trying to be respectful. And here's what it is. Even in our house, when we're sparring, we don't go, ooh, we don't degrade the other opponent. Does that make sense?
Right.
So if one of my guys gave a beautiful 3-punch combination, guys, be respectful. Let's not do that. At the same time, I teach the other opponents, hey, I get it, but when you guys hit my guys, keep it up, knock his head off. I go, it's kind of disrespectful. Let the guys work.
Yeah.
Let them work. We were at the gym yesterday, and it was that way. In other words, we were calm when we were not yelling if one of our opponents was tearing off on them. But there's, and I looked, I go, they have to
all
work.
over the place, yeah.
Or they were all over the place. You could hear them yell and roar for their guy, which I understand that. In a real fight, that's that. But in practice, it's not a real fight. So don't act like it that, you got the best of them. Because the other opponent's not opening up. He's working with you. And that's sometimes I try to educate people on that. For an example, when the parents come into the gym and I say, all right, your kids are working. As a parent, you can't be yelling at your son, tear his head off, knock his head off. I go, look, he's not a world champion. Let him work, let him be calm without degrading your other opponent. You wouldn't like it if the other kid's teeing off on him and degrading your own son. So I said, we're all neutral
It's
here.
class. It's
Exactly,
class.
it's neutral. It's a learning process. Let the kids work without putting more pressure on it. But parents are they think it's a championship,
Yeah.
and they take it too personally.
That's pretty dope.
So
Yeah, that's cool. It's good that you see it that way. I've seen a lot of gyms, a lot of sparring matches where they come to
Tear your head off.
not to tear your head off, but they're coming to
Knock you out. They want to drop you.
they want to hurt you. Not hurt you, but I guess what I'm saying is that they want to
establish a dominance.
establish themselves exactly like
And it's understandable to a point, but they take it a little too far. Really, here's the truth. in sparring, you really shouldn't be seeing knockouts. Does that make sense?
You know how hard it is to knock somebody out with sparring gear on?
Right, it is
Very
hard.
hard.
But people
I don't know, bro, I
try.
don't spar.
They try that. And then when they get the knockout, they go, oh, look what I did. Again, that guy might have been 110%
Yeah.
to fight you as a real fight. So you kind of took advantage of him. And so I see that a lot. And it's really, like I tell our guys, we don't go for the knockout. If you see them getting hurt, back off. Back off, let them recover. And it's not about, oh, look, I knocked him out. You know what? It's not a sanctioned fight. It's a sparring fight. This is all there. That's where I went. It's not going to go any further than that.
Screw that. I'd
But some
stop
guys
him.
play cockfights.
I'm just kidding. I was
Does that make sense?
So what about
no,
if somebody like let's say Jim so and so
Right.
came in here and you guys talk a lot of shit on your podcast.
It
and
happens.
I want to fight
That
Eric.
happens.
Right.
All right,
I've been.
lace him up.
Yeah.
Right?
No, that happens.
And let's say Eric is just lining him up, and over here at Supreme Boxing Club in Lake Elsinore, we're humble.
Yeah.
Right.
We're
Not
humble
me, but-
folks.
yeah.
Except Lou Almighty, he's a little
He's
cocky.
a bit of a savage over here.
You know what I mean? It's that Oaktown in him. So you're like the coach got to you right mentally,
Right.
And you're just like, you know what, Eric, get him.
Right.
Would you do that, or would you keep your composure?
There's things. There's signals. There's signals. One signal shows keep working with him. He's trying to knock your head off, but keep working with him. All right.
He
Here's the
doesn't
other
get it.
signal. Light him up.
Yeah.
Just to let him know you're not a punching bag.
Put him back in his place.
Now, for an example, yesterday when we were sparring, I didn't.
It didn't get to that.
No. I don't go out there like, oh, my guy's doing really well. I'm going to brag about it
Right.
and show off on the sparring match. I go, it's a sparring, and all that really showed that Erik, I'm using Erik as an example, was just more experienced than the other guy. It's not worth bragging about. Does that make sense?
Right.
For an example, I said, well, Eric's got fights, the other guy doesn't. So
Exactly.
how do you brag about, oh, we tore that guy like it was no one's
Yeah,
business?
yeah.
He's not in your caliber, so why are you bragging about something who's not in your caliber? Of course you're supposed to be better. You're the more experienced guy. So we guide him. What I look for Erik to see how his movement is, how his defense is, against an inexperienced fighter. I said, whoa, that guy's inexperienced, but he brought this to you. It means we're not doing things correctly. We need to work on more things. So Eric's supposed to do what he's supposed to do, and I don't brag about it to the coaches or to anyone else there. Does that make sense? I don't need to degrade the other guy.
Wait till I get in there, coach. I'll brag for you.
There you go. There you go.
No, I've seen some sparring matches where the guys show up because they want to show up and like I know we joke about it, like bring the smoke, but some guys actually show up to try and impose like, hey, I'm the man here. I'm the
Right.
man around here. And so they do it. And I've seen the coach tell the guy, well, out of our gym, he's like, hey, what are you stopping for? He came here for an ass whooping, give it to him.
Right.
And he goes and puts in the work, and the other coach is trying to, direct his guy. But I've seen the sparring wars. It happens.
Right. It happens.
it does happen.
You're going to see everything and everything all the time. It's just, like I tell the guys, expect unexpected.
But a lot
Is
of
it a coaching thing? Is it about who's the better coach or who's the better fighter?
A little bit of
Better-
both.
better
A little bit of
duo.
both. Because the coach takes it personally, because that's my guy.
a lot of times, like say Erik created a buzz out here,
Right.
And then you had a kid in Corona, say, and he created a buzz, and everyone is talking because it happens in LA. It happens in LA a lot where you get these guys buzzing, and two different gyms, and then you bring them in to spar, like to kind of like let's put them together and see what happens. But a lot of that happens behind closed doors, no?
Right, very much so.
Yeah, 'cause they don't wanna
it should
expose
be.
the other one.
Just for an example, when we spar other people, I personally do not record it.
Right.
It's bad on my part as a coach recording sparring match and saying, look what we did to these people.
Yeah.
Look at what my gym did.
Right.
And again, it's insulting to the other club.
Yeah.
Does that make
Yeah.
sense? I'm happy that they come to my gym. I'm not going to post it on Instagram or Facebook or on YouTube for that matter. Look what my gym did to this guy. It's very disrespectful.
Yeah.
And I'm not about that.
That's classless.
So and I agree. So other gyms record. I get it, but I wouldn't, show like, oh look, we tore this guy's head off.
Maybe to record for homework, but not
Well,
to
that
put it
that
out.
is exactly
Yeah,
true.
that's-
That's exactly true. But if you look at I don't post it.
Yeah.
I will post some of my guys working with each other just to show them, hey, we do spar here, but we're not looking to knock people out. That's not what it is until the real fight. And then when you're training, all right, now it's a commitment. You have to train your fighter. All right, it's no longer sparring. It's all affliction, all the way straight through. Pick up your punches. If you become soft and nice, he won't be that way. So it's it's all mental gains from that point on.
Awesome. And do you feel the same way, Eric?
I feel
Or are you holding back because coach is being humble? You want to be an animal.
I think just because I work with a lot of beginners, that I have the tendency to back off.
Yeah.
So if I see them, I hurt them. If I hurt them, I have a tendency to lean off of them. And it's a bad habit. And I've done that in fights too. I've lost, a couple fights just because I back off. And it's just, bad habit. Or I'll tell them, good hit. And it's stupid of me doing that. But
And he's right. It does build bad habits. He's right about that. So
Well, you
but
got me
we
good.
love. Now this happens a lot. We love guys coming in here who are better than Erik, which I want that.
Yeah,
Only
of course.
because it allows Erik work.
oh, yeah, I love it.
And I'm not looking to say, hey, only ones who's allowed in my gym, the guys that can't beat up my guys. No, I want you guys. I want the better people here. This is how my guys are going to learn. They're not going to.
Yeah.
They can learn so much with each other.
Or guys on a lower level.
But the true test is when someone comes in
on a higher level.
at a higher level, it teaches my guys. That's why when their guys are not at Erik's level, I'll handicap Erik and say, all right, I'll go to the other corner. All right, here's what he's looking at. Here's what he's doing. You can't be doing that. Overcome. And Erik's looking at me like, really? You got to tell them that?
It's giving away
because
all
I
my
want
secrets, man.
I want you thinking and better in yourself. So
Got it.
I'm not looking for a one-way train.
So he's got to He's got to outthink the coach.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that's-
He told him
I'll
everything I do.
think his opponent. So in other words, I'll handicap. I said, all right, Erik's going to do this.
Pretty much
and
gives
he's
him a
looking
whole
to do
playbook.
that.
And then
Here's the game plan, and do this, and this. I put hiccups on him so Erik knows, okay, I have to switch, I have to do something else. Problem with fighters, they keep working with the same guys, they're not being tested.
Right.
It's the same thing over and over and over. You might have this guy's number, doesn't mean you have the other guy's number.
Right.
And that's what happens with a lot of guys. I said, it's a mirror image. You're seeing the same thing over and over. And I love saying, it's the same record player playing the same song
Yeah.
over and over.
Yeah, yeah.
But your other opponent is the needle that's going to scratch it. And that's where you're going to have your problems.
Look at that wisdom coming now.
it's a good saying. Put that on a shirt.
Hey,
Right.
yeah, you know who you'd match up well, size-wise, is with Chubbs.
Chubbs? Oh,
There you go. Let's put
perfect.
Chubbs in.
No, with El Mago.
El Mago?
Yeah, Jesse Martinez out of Outlaws Boxing Club. You guys are the same. Oh, he's tall as shit. So
What is he,
you're
like
tall
5'11",
too.
6 feet?
He's like 5'11", easy,
yeah.
something like
Yeah,
that.
that's
Oh, I would
perfect.
love to get some work with him.
Yeah, that's
he's
what we need. We like guys like him to come in.
Yeah.
Or we go see him. We love that. It's really
You
testing.
guys would be a great fit, I think.
And keep in
I
mind,
would love to work
Make
with
that
him.
happen.
I'll reach out to him actually.
yeah, that'd be
Coach
good.
Brandon Krause trains him. Real. I mean, they're a great set of guys over there. Matias
yeah.
trains with them too. Oh, and by the way, Matias fights February. We don't have the details, but everybody look out for the details. We'll be shouting that out too.
Good.
Shout out to Matias too. He's a good guy following us on Instagram as well.
That's
Go
right.
Follow him
That's
too.
right.
But anyways, guys, so we've been. I've been kind of telling you that we kind of have a little buzz in Mochi, Sinaloa, where my friend's from actually, and he has a lot of boxing background. So he recently went out to Mochis, Sinaloa, and he introduced our podcast
Nice.
to his family.
Nice.
Ah,
So they were saying, "Hey, can you guys do an episode in Spanish? Because only some of us understand what you guys are talking about."
and El Espanol.
So no, Spotify doesn't have a SAP button, but
They're completely different voices.
I just want to tell you guys, I'm gonna do a little shout out in Spanish to all our listeners in Mexico,
Move in.
Do it.
because we have listeners in Mochi, Sinaloa. We have listeners in Guadalajara, Jalisco,
Check us out. Check
Zacatecas,
us
Mexico,
out, man.
Tijuana, Baja California.
Viva Mexico.
And we got listeners in Sonora. So para toda la gente que nos está escuchando desde México, desde los Mochis, les damos gracias
Muchas gracias.
por seguir escuchándonos y apoyándonos en lo que estamos haciendo. A toda la raza de Mochi, Sinaloa, toda la raza de Guadalajara, Jalisco, de Michoacán, de Tijuana, Baja California, de Sonora. Muchas gracias a todos los que nos siguen y gracias por el apoyo.
Apoyo.
El señor Agustín Ortiz, gracias por escucharnos cada semana cuando bajamos y subimos nuestros episodios. Muchas gracias, se les agradece, estamos bien agradecidos de todos. Al gimnasio de Champions Gym en Los Mochis, Sinaloa.
¡Woo!
Gracias y gracias a todos ustedes por escucharnos. Y muchas gracias. Thank you. Desde todos nosotros de El Boxing Club Podcast.
Muchas gracias.
Muy bien, mucho gusto.
So, other than that, I have a couple questions. I have myself.
Oh, let's hear it.
What do you got?
You know what I mean? Because you guys are all more experienced than I am, obviously.
Especially me.
So I want to.
I wonder if people got that. I'm the clown of the podcast. If anybody hasn't figured it out by now.
I have a question. Why is there so many different weight classes? 17 different weight classes.
They're needed.
And what is the IBC, IBF, WBC?
I don't know how many belts there are, man. There's like 4 or 5.
No,
There's more than that.
seven.
Dude,
Seven. Shit.
the belts has become a joke in my opinion. Not I don't want to go that far, but it's become where like now there's like a diamond
saturated.
champion, super champion, diamond champion,
YouTube champion.
YouTube champion.
Keep in mind, these are corporate companies
Of course.
or backing up these
Of
belts.
course.
So, in other words,
You know that most of them were based out of Cuba. They're like the WBC is based out of Cuba, and Puerto Rico is the IBF, I believe. I was reading some shit like that because
keep
I
on,
wasn't sure.
Tecate owns.
Oh really? The beer? The beer
Yes,
company?
the beer. Why do you think they're the sponsors?
Well, besides
Hey,
the fact
did you
that they
know?
cut a check.
Real quick on Tecate beer, did you know that that's actually German beer?
Really?
Yeah.
Is it really?
What?
I always thought it was a Mexican beer.
In the,
I mean, just by the name,
in
yeah.
the World War, alcohol was banned in Germany, so Germans came to Mexico
Oh shit.
and they started making beer in Mexico.
Ah, those Germans are
So
smart.
that bird
And I
on
like
the
their
Tecate,
puns.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
that's the Nazi bird.
Oh,
I never
Interesting.
thought of that.
Interesting.
You learned something new
I
every
gotta
day.
read up on that.
That's awesome.
Dude,
That's
no
crazy.
way.
Even now, for an example, my name is Armando.
No, it's El Guapo.
Why, El Guapo. But keep in mind, that's a German name.
Is it?
I'll tell you why. I'll explain it. Armando means in German armed soldier. In German. So that's when.
Bro, where you were?
Also in Spanish.
So that's exactly, it means armed soldier.
That's
Armando
tight.
means armed soldier. It's a German name. So it's a word, I should say.
And in Spanish, it means arming. Estoy armando la cosa.
Yeah, but it's armed soldier in Germany. That's where it came from. So after World War II and all this, when you look at the name being existing, the name came after World War II.
That's crazy.
So
That is nuts.
So, yeah.
Interesting.
So when they came to Mexico, they went to Tecate,
right.
and that's how that city by TJ.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why it was named Tecate, because that's where they first came
Right.
to make the beer.
Interesting.
Now they own, what is it, the WBO belt.
Is it?
I don't know which
Yeah,
one they
it's a
own. I didn't
WBO
know that.
belt.
I didn't even know that.
So that's why they're the big sponsor of it. So
Man, I know they cut
So
that
all you
fat
Mexicans thinking that you're drinking Mexican beer, ha,
German.
jokes on
Sure,
you.
German.
check. Hey, but to answer your question on why there's so many weight classes, see a lot of people that never boxed, especially professional or amateur, like a real set career to start training and cutting weight. 5 pounds is a lot.
Is it?
A lot, dude.
For, if
1
you're-
pound.
if you're-
1 pound's a lot.
1 pound is a
1
lot.
pound.
Yes.
No, tell you. I can tell you why the weight is what it is. Now, when you're having a fighter who's actually in shape, when I say in shape, means not much body fat, all
Right.
muscle, and say, all right, I need you to drop a pound. I don't have fat on me.
Like, where are you gonna get it from?
Where are you gonna get the fat from? So in other words, you're literally. I've had guys dehydrate for
Dehydrate.
3 days,
Yeah.
and I still can't drop the weight because there's not much fat. In other words, what you're losing is some muscle.
Or
there's
muscle.
no water. You know, people. Let me understand this. Your body's mostly water. Okay, but when you go, I haven't drank any water and I can't sweat any water. No, it's muscle you're losing from this point on, and that's really you want to lose the fat and the water, but never the muscle.
Right.
And sometimes when a guy goes, I just dropped 15 pounds. Really, how much was that fat and
muscle.
and water? It's, muscle was there.
Yeah.
That's why when they come back, they don't feel so strong. When you look at them, yes, they're dehydrated. And they go, oh, I was so weak. Yeah, because you lost your muscle.
That's me when I got to 148 because I remember I could only spar like 3 rounds,
Right.
and I just felt weak. I felt I could only work out for like 40 minutes, and now I was done.
So you've been through that, like depleting your body like that?
Yeah.
Oh yes, all fighters go through that. So really, the truth is, when I talk to fighters, if you really want to find a weight you want to fight at, let's say at 147, you really have to diet for the rest of your life if you want to be at 147. It's dumb to go, oh, I'm 167 and I fight at 147. So you're gonna
Kill yourself.
So when you're in camp, you're gonna be suffering to drop
Killing
20
yourself.
pounds,
Oh, yeah.
killing yourself.
Yeah.
When you really should have been dieting and watching your weight truly. Because the more you control your weight, the better you're stronger. So when you meet at your weight, hey, all I need to do is drop 3 or 5 pounds. You're still strong. But to drop 20 pounds is stupid. Now, back in the day, when you went into a fight, you waited in the morning of the day of the fight. So you really had to watch your diet because it didn't make sense to be 10 pounds on the day of your weight of the fight and starve yourself. Now, the money's greater, better fights are happening because of what? You guys can weigh in on Friday. You can kill yourself on Friday, recover by Saturday. And you all of a sudden you gain 10 to 15 pounds overnight.
It's insane. Canelo for the Mayweather fight came up like 15 or 17 pounds in an overnight.
And that's ridiculous. So
Hey, was that that spice carne asada that he ate? Or?
Well, it's really nuts when you think about. Okay, we're fighting for the 152 belt, 152 weight, but you're really 15 pounds heavier. How is that 152? Just because you made it the day before.
Yeah.
So back in the
for-
days, you fought at your weight class. It's changed.
Hey, Coach, but I'm in shape.
You are in great shape. You're like a pear.
Round is
You're pear shaped, bro.
round is a shape, Coach. Shit.
It counts.
So the weight classes, usually in the smaller classes, it's 130, 135, 140, then 147. I mean, it goes way lower. I'm saying, but I'm using it as an example that a guy, you when you're in your young stages of your career, your body frame is so big and so small. You eventually, no matter what you do, grow out of it. That's why you have a lot of buzz or fighters get bashed for not being able to make like that 1 or 2 pounds. No matter what they do, like Coach said, there's nowhere to get it from. You're weighing in on Friday. You got like 1.25 pounds to knock off the guys outside running. It is so difficult. Your body just grows out of it, and that's why you're sometimes forced to move up to the next weight class. And then then the power and all that
And
stuff.
that's why when guys says I'm moving up on weight because I've been fighting my weight, not my opponent anymore. And to drop 3 pounds is a lot. You're asking a lot.
Yeah.
3 pounds. And from a guy who's already in great shape,
Yep.
when you look at him, you're like, where's he going to drop the weight?
Yeah.
He has to cut a finger.
And he's already killing himself with the diets, and it's such a dedication to
And
your
that's
diet.
exactly when you talk to guys. I haven't eaten 3 days.
Yeah.
And I've been sipping water, and I can't drop.
And
the
they're
weight.
pissed off all the time, like you can't even talk to
So they're
them.
hangry.
Oh, super
They're
angry.
very angry because the body's depleted.
Yeah.
And so when you say, okay, you made the weight, and then you think, oh, I can eat and drink. Well, guess what? It's not that easy either.
No, I know.
It really isn't. Somehow when you're still drinking slowly, you can't drink fast.
No, you mess up your body like that.
Exactly. Even if when you go, oh, I just had a taco. Man, I'm already bloated from this taco, and you still haven't grown into it. And I watch guys go in their fight lose because they screwed up their diet and thinking they were going to replenish themselves, and it doesn't work that
just
way.
depleted.
And I've seen guys when they went to the weigh-in, they were walked in, being held in, and walked them out. And I'm thinking, this guy's supposed to fight tomorrow?
Yeah,
He
exactly.
can't even walk. They're holding him.
Yep.
They had to put him on the scale. And I said, that's dumb. And I've seen those. And that's where the truth is. That's where the death comes from.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, think about your health. Think about your health,
That's where the death comes
man.
from.
You're like being carried in and carried out, and you got to fight a guy that's coming to take your head off tomorrow. Dudes go take off their underwear and they have to hold a towel up to try and get that.
Didn't Shane Porter or what was it? Porter, he cut off his dreads.
He had to cut his dreads.
Oh, yeah,
his dreads off
Weight.
to make the weight.
Just to make, because
Yeah,
he knows,
dude.
his dad looked at him, there's nothing to cut but your hair.
Yep. And the dude's always in shape. There's fighters that stay in shape consistently and rarely have weight issues, but you grow out of it. And this isn't Tiffany at LA Fitness trying to drop 5 pounds on her waist. We're talking an in shape athlete that's all wiry like Bruce Lee. Trying to cut 2 pounds is almost like taking your underwear off, taking your dress. Like you got to take something
It's
off.
telling a fat guy to drop 20 pounds.
Yeah.
Hey, you told me that 4 months ago.
Yeah. You're not in boxer shape yet. We're still working on it. You've done good. How much weight have you dropped?
I've dropped 48 pounds.
Dang. Oh my gosh.
Think about it. That's a little kid.
You gotta get progression pictures, man.
Really? We were in here Thursday, right?
Right, Thursday.
Bro, my ass still hurts and it's sore.
That's awesome.
I told Coach
So
before I left the gym. Like,
I wasn't there.
By the time he's done with me, I'm gonna have a Kim Kardashian booty.
Hey,
Bro,
you
I'm
got
telling
that.
you, man.
You have
My
that
leg,
donk.
dude, my leg. That shit hurts.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
But
fighting.
dude,
What I tell you?
I love coming to the gym twice a week. I wish I could come more. I feel great. I wake up feeling great. I'm more conscious about what I eat. I make better decisions just because of how much Coach kicks my ass in here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I'm not going to eat a burger and then come work out the next day. Like, hell no. Or work out in the morning and then go have a burger. Like, nah, bro. I've really took the time to understand what's boxing and how it really is. It's science. It's strategy.
It's not science. It's sweet science.
It's a sweet science.
You know, like I tell everybody, you may not be a fighter or going to fight, but you are in control of yourself and what you do.
Yeah.
And it's really based on, I tell everybody, I can't force you into something. You have to either want it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't wish for it. I tell guys, everybody wishes.
Yeah, I remember that's the first thing you told me when I walked in here is like, you can't wish it, because you can wish all you want, but if you don't get to it and you don't get to work,
gotta
it's
put
never
the
gonna
work.
happen.
Only you can do it. Yeah. And I said, I can't make you do it. So you have to tell me how bad you want to do it. I'll help you the best I can, but at the end of the day, it's based on you, how bad you want it. Yeah. And I said, the only way I can really make it happen if I put a gun to your head. You're willing to do anything for me. But I can't carry you with a gun all the time.
Wait a minute,
Liar. Liar. Liar.
But okay, so that's weight classes. 1 pound, 5 pounds,
Right.
a big difference.
Huge.
So why so many belts?
Because a lot of these other corporates want to get famous as well.
And
So,
money.
and what the drawback is when you say, oh, I want to fight the best fighter, and you go, this guy's got a belt, but he's not really my caliber.
Yeah.
And the guy goes, I'll fight you. I don't want to fight you because your belt's not real for me. So you have to work your way up to get to the better belts.
So then what are the top belts?
The most popular is the WBC, right?
WBC, you got the WBO, the WBA,
IBF.
now IBF. Those are the main 4 belts.
Yeah.
And those are why they're the most richest belts out there. That's why.
And you've got to pay a fee in order to have that belt in play on your fight, right?
Exactly. That belt's not free.
Because I remember Miguel Cotto either relinquished or vacated voluntarily, if that's even a thing.
Okay, what's vacated? We'll get back to the vacated finish.
He was basically like, he had a huge purse and he didn't want to pay the percentage, which I think came out to like $3 million. And I'm assuming, because I don't remember details, but it would have came out to something really,
Right.
like a huge amount of money. And Cotto was like, I'm not going to pay that. Because the belt doesn't define me. And he's right in a way, but it's more of a...
The recognition is what it is.
Recognition, yeah. And I think when you're on Miguel Cotto's level, Mayweather, Pacquiao, you don't fight for a belt at that point. It's legacy and trying to, solidify
When you're
it.
fighting for a vacant belt, that means nobody has it, right?
The
Right.
vacant belt means it's been abandoned, meaning there's no champion. In other words, like Lou Almighty said, he vacated it. He gave it up.
Gave it
So
up.
in other words, it's up for grabs. So they say, hey, this belt's up for grabs. We're going to get the number 1 and number 2 contender
To fight for it.
to fight for that title because no one has that belt no more. And no organization want that belt to be vacant. There's no money in it.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
No recognition to it to see what that belt is. So that's really what that is. So you're fighting for that belt to get that recognition. That's why it's vacant. You say, okay, I'm going to take that belt.
And sometimes they'll invent a belt. Like
it's
I
true.
don't remember what
YouTube.
fight exactly, but like a YouTube belt, right? If I remember correctly, though, it was Mayweather Canelo. Oh no, I'm sorry, it was Canelo Chavez. They made a belt for that.
Right.
They drew up a special belt, and all of a sudden it exists. Really? I don't really like
what
that.
it's called?
I don't remember, but it was some. And Canelo even was like, no, it had like some special type of art on it. I have to look it up, but
I know they did one with
I've
the
seen
Triple
it.
G.
I've seen
It
it
was
to a
like half
point
Mexican.
where
yeah,
stuff
it might have
like
been
that.
something like that. But I know
But it
they
was still
pop up
a
with some.
I think it was
It's a
still
WBC belt,
yeah.
but I'm saying it's not the one that's been circling around.
yeah, there's an
from
A, B,
fights.
and C belt out there.
There's a diamond champion,
Yeah.
super champion. It's like,
Right.
dude, you got to be the champion, and that's it. And then the guys come get it. But I don't know.
So does each weight division have its own belt?
Yeah.
For the most part, yes. Yes. It gives the fighter a sense of what to fight for.
But you have the main belts. What I'm questioning is the Ryan Garcia's belt, because he has a belt, but I don't
Where
know what
did that
is.
come from?
I don't know what that is.
That doesn't even go around your waist. It goes around your shoulder.
No, it goes around your waist.
It's like it's a different type of
It
belt.
goes around your shoulder.
I don't know what it is.
It's made for the shoulder because
Not talking smack, but I don't know what it is. Just like
I don't know what the hell that is either. When he was being walked in like a little prince, that I thought that shit was
Like
whack.
Simba.
Bro, I'm telling you, that
Well,
was like
to be honest, it can go in the waist, but he can only put so much in his waist. So it's easier to hold that belt.
Yeah,
on your
that's why I
shoulder.
hold it. Plus, it's cooler.
The belt's heavy.
oh, it's like
no, but the way that belt was,
It's like a
a
sash.
strap. It's like a satchel. It's like a satchel, and if you put it on your waist, it's gonna be sideways.
Right.
So it goes on
that
your
way.
shoulder.
I have to check that
because
out.
even on the leather strap, there's like an indent for
Right.
your neck.
Okay.
Neck. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Coach, you're the biggest Ryan Garcia fan now. Do you know where he's stuck? No, I was just kidding. Do you know
when I talk to
year,
him?
new me.
I love Ryan. You know, speaking of Ryan, did you guys watch the big buzz on the?
Yeah, he's not knocking Tank out in 2 rounds.
It's kind of funny.
No way.
I love where Mike
predict the last
Tyson.
one, but still.
Where Mike Tyson, I guess Ryan was talking shit.
Oh,
and,
yeah,
and,
Mike Tyson.
and somebody goes, "Hey, we got Tank on the phone," and Mike, "Hey, Tank, this guy's talking shit on you.
I love Mike.
You
I
know, but
love
he's talking
Mike.
a lot of smack." That was a good promotion.
Yeah, it was
That
great.
being said, the big buzz, they're gonna fight each other.
I hope so.
There's too much smack talking. You cannot separate them.
Yeah.
In other words, you go, okay, Ryan should be fighting this other guy. Maybe he should, but the way it's working, the way the smack talking, they have to meet up.
I think the promoter said, go at it. Start
Yeah.
doing your
Well,
thing. Start promoting it.
To be honest
They
with
gotta
you,
build it up.
Building
they
it
really
up,
need the
yeah.
promoters when they're smack talking.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I love it.
That's where the fighter goes outside the box. Meaning, the promoter says, "No, I want you to fight this. I want you to do this." Screw you. I'm going to promote this fight myself.
Yeah.
And now then the promoter goes, "Man, look what you got yourself into. We're going to have to do this." Because the promoter, understand, it's about making money.
Sure.
It's not about losing it.
No, yeah.
So they want to extend it as much as they can because think of what a promoter does. But people don't understand. The promoter says, "Look, I'm going to pay for all the advertisement, all the news, all the buzz,
And your check.
and your check." Which means what? I need you to win the fight. I'm not going to promote someone to lose. I'm promoting someone to win.
Yeah.
So he'll cough up he'll do all the arrangement, where it's going to be, where the posters are going to be,
Yeah.
the commercials.
The sponsors.
That's a promoter, what he does. A lot of people don't understand what a promoter does. That's why he says, "I'm putting a lot of money out there, and I'm going to give you a percentage of it." But the promoter says, "I have to make money, or there's no need to promote you."
Sure.
You know,
You have to win so to keep the value.
Exactly.
Your stock has
So
to be
the
valuable.
promoter said, "I'm going to say, you know what? I don't know if he can win against this fight. So why would I promote something if I lose my fighter?" So, but the fighter, you make a big buzz out of it, the promoter loses control. No
Yeah.
matter what.
Yeah, the public starts to take control.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're like, "Damn, you backed us in a corner. We're going to have to do this." So, and that's what's really happening right now. When I'm looking at it, I go, "Oh," because Tank is not with the same promoter.
No.
So
He's
in
with
other-
Mayweather.
Exactly. So now that's being pushed heavily, and so with the talk keeps the buzz. People are going to go, "Hey, why are they not fighting?" And then that's bad for business, no matter how you look at it.
Yep.
You know, people are like, "Oh, I don't want to see this fight."
They start shaming the fighter like he's scared.
Right.
When ultimately, I'm a big believer that the fighter themselves, like when they were saying Canelo was running from Triple G or
Right.
Mayweather running from Pacquiao, I don't think the fighter is actually scared to fight anybody. They're
No, they're
fighters
not.
in their hearts.
No,
It's the
exactly.
promoters are the ones that are scared of losing their cash cow or
And
their
that's exactly
track.
true.
Yeah.
They don't want to lose their investment.
So they don't want to
So
align the
you
fight.
always remember when Manny Pacquiao, when people used to ask, they would always after Manny would win his fight, "Manny, when are you gonna fight Mayweather?" It's not up to me. It's up to my promoter.
I don't want to take a drug test.
But remember that? It was up to my promoter.
Yeah, I do
And
remember.
Mayweather used to make fun of him. Says,
I'm my own boss.
"I'm my own boss. I don't need to go through."
I'll wire you the
He goes,
money
"If
now."
I'm gonna fight Manny, I don't talk to Manny. I talk to his boss."
Yeah.
Which was
Yeah,
Bob Arum.
which
at
was
the
Bob
time.
Arum, that's right.
That's where the fight was going on. Not because it wasn't between Manny and Mayweather. It was Mayweather
And Bob Arum.
and Bob Arum. They were fighting with one another, and that's where it was. And Manny was really good about it. "Hey, I'll fight anybody, but it's up to my promoter." And you hear that a lot. So
Mayweather used to be with Bob Arum
He
a long
used
time
to.
ago. He started his career there.
when he started his career and
Bought himself out for $750,000.
bought himself out, he knew he could go further in life without him, which he did.
Well, he did.
Yeah.
That's when he was Pretty Boy Floyd.
What do you think about Davis saying that? What do you think I'm gonna do with him? Like he got knocked out. He got knocked down by somebody that doesn't know how to punch.
Campbell knows how to punch.
That's what Tank said. That's why.
But in my opinion, like I said on the previous episode, the mistakes that Ryan made, and sometimes still makes on his previous fights, being open, relying on his flashy speed to get there first. He makes those mistakes with somebody like Tank or Teofimo Lopez. He's not going to get up. Nope. Even if he gets up, he's going to be very, very hurt. It's going to be an overwhelming type of just the experience factor, I think.
Does Tank have more power than
than who? Luke Campbell? Oh, by far, dude.
Well, look at
by
his record.
Far, yeah.
The guy has an incredible knockout record. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. Of course, he has power. It's nuts.
He's built for power. That kid, he looks like a tank.
Yeah. Boom.
Yeah, he's a tank for a reason.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, Ryan will not survive those mistakes. He's got a lot to polish.
It's true. I agree. I agree. Now, what catches a fighter? Speed. Mm-hmm. If Ryan can use his speed perfectly in timing, again, not everybody can take a punch as much as they claimed it, right? It's like you have a truck that's got a beautiful, big, strong bumper. You keep hitting that bumper, it will break.
Right.
So
it's like how Canelo and Smith came out. He just kept beating him down, and then towards the end of the fight, he's just...
With all fighters, what hurts a fighter? The punch you don't see. And again, you cannot take a good solid punch if you don't know if it's coming from a different direction, if you're not expecting it. So that's always what makes it a good fight. It's not always a test of chin. It could be the body.
Yeah.
It could be an uppercut.
Yeah.
It could be a hook, a straight 1-2, even a jab. People have been knocked out on the jab. It's a punch you didn't expect coming.
Right.
And that's really, to me, it would make it a good fight. Now, strength-wise, do I think Tank's stronger? Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Is he faster than Garcia? I don't think so.
No.
So again, it's strength against speed. Really, who gets there first? And
I think the backing. You've got Floyd Mayweather Sr. in the ear of Tank. I'm sure somewhere around in the gym. You got Floyd Mayweather himself. You've got. I don't think he's his actual trainer. He's got his own. Tank's got his own trainer.
Tank has his own trainer.
But he's got these guys.
It's good to have Mayweather in your ear.
Yeah.
Mentoring him?
Come
the best
on.
to get advice from.
The best that did it in our era.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that
and Senior. A lot of people don't know. He trained De La Hoya. He trained Ricky Hatton. He trained a lot. He's a
experienced, and he's a former fighter himself. In other words, he's been in the trenches. He's lived it.
So they know they have a great idea of what Ryan could bring, and they'll just trickle it down to Tank and. Ooh. But then Ryan's with the Reynosos, man. They know what they're doing too.
Oh, without a doubt.
Oh, man.
Without a doubt.
I would love to see that fight.
The flaws I see in Ryan, which we know he's fast. For me, if I had him in my gym, what would I like to do with him? I mean, it's like to say, why fix something that's not broken
all day?
Well, again, everything has to be improving. His footwork. He doesn't move his feet enough. He needs to move his feet more, not just stand there. Mm-hmm. His head movement. He's always on a straight line. Eventually, a guy with his eyes closed can still find him. Why Ryan's got away with what he did is because the minute you come close, he's like a viper. His hands, boom, comes out real quick. But what happens when it doesn't? His chin is there, and we saw that in his last fight. So he gave up his defense, and he was easy to punch. And he took a good solid hit. That's what impressed me. He got up. It didn't phase him.
You gotta give it to him for that. He got up and acted like nothing happened. He gave him the nod, like you got me, and just came right back to work. Didn't run around. Nope.
That was,
I got to give it to that kid.
So again, would that make a good fight? Of course it would. Somebody's always got to go.
I love those fights. I love those.
You can't ask for anything better. And I think the public deserves seeing undefeated fighters fight undefeated fighters.
Sure.
Not cherry picking and say, okay, because that's the promoter. Does that make sense? Picking it out. So, again, that's what we're looking for. So that's in the future going good. What I'm seeing going away is Triple G. They're finding a different fighter for Triple G as well as Canelo. In other words, they should fight each other next, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen because the promoters don't want to do it.
Yeah. Well, January 30th, remember, there's a Top Rank on ESPN. Also, Oscar Valdez is fighting January 30th. So look out for that.
That's my guy. Love him.
Yep. We'll touch more on that. We'll touch more on that on our next episode. But just a little sneak peek. Where did he used to train at, Coach?
Oh, he's trained a lot of places and everywhere, but he has trained here at my gym.
Yeah.
Great guy.
I witnessed it.
You witnessed it. Great guy. He's a true gentleman. One thing I love Oscar Valdez is he's a true gentleman. love the guy, very humbled, and easy to like. So my heart goes to him for the fight no matter what. And this guy, I watch him train. He trains to win. That's what I love about him.
Yeah, so we'll keep an eye out for that. We'll be back next week, Coach.
Beautiful. Good.
Slick.
All right.
So this wraps up episode number
5?
Number 6.
Six?
Number
Oh,
6.
5, 6.
Time's flying. Good.
This is good,
Yeah.
good. Once again, I want to thank everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks for supporting us. Thanks for looking out for our episodes. YouTube, Spotify, the Boxing Club
Todos de
podcast.
México.
Todos los de México, de nuevo, muchas gracias otra vez. And we'll be back next week.
Peace.
Boxing
See you
Podcast
later, guys.
out.